It's okay.
Yo, party peeps, this is the real deal. We are back. Oh, that's
We're
not
back,
mine.
baby. It's better than ever.
I
So
always
you
say
want
that,
me
and
to
then I'm
find
like,
a
dang
thing?
it, I wasn't supposed to say that.
So we just gonna keep that's the intro. We just that's the tagline right there.
That was our tagline for a long time. That's the throwback.
Okay,
right
look,
there.
you know what? I sure you're right. I'll just sit here. Be
You want
quiet.
us to make a new tagline now that you're here?
No, I don't. I don't. I just
I
want
want
to
to
know
make a
that.
new tagline because I don't want to say that anymore.
Okay, I'll say you're back, baby, and then you can add whatever your tagline is.
It has to come to me in the moment.
Do you want me to go back to the presentation screen and then start over?
No, maybe next week.
We save for next week. Okay, all right, everybody. How you guys doing today? Embrace here and Allie and Master the Quan Chi. Today we're gonna be talking about movies from the 2022 era. I almost said 2023. Oh, brother. And last year actually was a pretty good year for movies for the most part.
It was.
So, yeah,
One of my favorite movies came out.
I know, there was a lot of really good movies that came out last year. But before we get into movies, we gotta do some updates. How's everybody's week been?
I exist.
How was it?
Existing.
Okay.
It's pretty alright. I made
Red
cookies today.
flag.
You made cookies? What kind of cookies?
I make cookies. It's just sugar cookies. I forgot to add the salt, so it doesn't have that pizzazz like it's supposed to. But it's okay.
And
I finally used the stand mixture I got.
And just so we're clear, a sugar cookie is not a chocolate chip cookie without chocolate chips.
That is true.
Whoever thought that?
People do.
It was a conversation that we had in an earlier episode. That's all I'm saying. Not
Okay.
trying to have that conversation again.
I do think that you can take a sugar cookie and turn it into a chocolate chip cookie.
That's correct.
You just take a little bit more effort. But it's a fundamentally different dough.
Sugar cookies have like way more butter and sugar, right?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, hence the name. Sugar. I actually made cupcakes this weekend. That's kind of fun.
Oh, nice.
What kind of cupcakes?
Cupcake mix, but I always like add a couple extra things to it. Oh, I don't know.
What?
I was thinking about my knuckle tattoos earlier. If I was gonna get knuckle tattoos.
We are back to this again. I still haven't figured
Alright,
out what I
well-
would get on mine.
Game over.
Yeah, I like the game over. That's cool. I just like. It's so defining. Like whatever you put on there, like people are like true love, and it's kind of like okay, like I'm sorry.
You
if
should put
somebody had that.
okay. You should put okay. Okay.
No. Someone did like determination. I like how like the word is split, but I would never get that. It's like I don't need that.
See, the split words are always awkward because then you look at it, it's like
Yeah.
Dieter. What is Dieter? What do you do? No, I don't want that. You know what? I just want to sit there and just be like, yeah, bow.
I'm getting my hair done this week, and I'm getting a new tattoo the following week. Isn't that exciting?
And the new tattoo is the knuckle tattoo, or no?
No.
Oh, okay. In the spirit of baking, I'm hoping to make a cheesecake this week, this coming week.
The infamous cheesecake.
You like those?
Yeah, I do like those. I told Maverick's teacher that I would make her a cheesecake. And I was like,
Dang.
what flavor do you like? And she was like, any. And I was like, I don't like that answer. I need something more specific than any. So,
What if she said something like exotic, like
what? Name
like
an-
dragon fruit cheesecake?
I would make it. I've never had dragon fruit cheesecake before. But I
Dragon fruit's
guarantee you
not
I
that
could
good.
make the heck out of a dragon fruit cheesecake.
So are you gonna make 2 cheesecakes, one for the teacher and one for you?
No, I'm just gonna make one and bring her a slice.
Oh, just one slice?
Yeah, one fat slice. I'm not gonna skimp out. I'm not gonna eat the whole cheesecake.
I thought you're not gonna just give her a whole cheesecake?
You want me to walk into Matt, you want me to walk into the school with a whole cheesecake and just hand it to the teacher?
Isn't that what you said you were gonna do?
I was gonna give her a slice of cheesecake.
That's not how you made this story.
Why do I feel like I'm being like criticized for freely making a person a cheesecake?
Yeah. 'Cause if you're gonna make them a cheesecake, make it right.
I mean, I can make her a mini cheesecake. I can make her a mini cheesecake.
I'm feeling bitter because I made cupcakes and I took some into the guy that owns the record store that I like because he's really cool and like will give me discounts and I will bring him baked goods. And I brought him cupcakes and he didn't eat one.
Maybe he
didn't even open it.
What do you mean he didn't eat one? Like he didn't eat one in the moment, or like
in the moment? I was like, I brought you cupcakes. They're warm. You should eat one. And he was like, I will in a minute. It's like,
why are you dictating this man's cupcake consumption?
That's what my friend said. My friend was like, Allie, it's fine. And he doesn't have to eat one in front of you. I was like,
I want to watch him eat it.
I support you, Allie. I support you.
I want to see him chew it. I want to know.
You better eat this cheesecake, this cupcake that I made for you. I slaved over the countertop for you.
I had walked to the store to get frosting, and he wouldn't even like open the container.
5 miles. One way.
Did you tell him this? Or
No,
did
why
you
would I
just
tell him that?
and you walked in and just said, "Hey, here's the cupcake. Here's some cupcakes I made for you. I walked to the store actually a couple miles in order to get the frosting for you."
No,
So-
the store is only 2.5 blocks from my house, so it wasn't far.
You don't need to know all that.
You could just say
You trying to make this guy. You trying to make this guy eat it. So you're supposed to add all the flavor.
Well, now I know.
That was very well timed.
It's okay. But anyway, look, I am support of letting people do it. If he wanted to consume your cupcakes at a later date, which he feels is the optimal cupcake consumption, yes. Let him choose the optimum cupcake time. Maybe he has a perfect thing of tea that he wants to eat your cupcakes with.
Boo.
Look, we don't know.
Okay,
I don't know him or his
what
lifestyle.
if he would have ate the cheesecake? The cheesecake. I'm stuck on this cheesecake. What if he would have ate the cupcake and then he'd be like,
First of all, he wouldn't have done that because like they're from a box, so like they're not bad. I was kind of thinking, I was like, what if he has diabetes? And like that's why he wanted to. He didn't want to be rude.
I never thought of that.
Yeah, you didn't even ask, did you?
Well, I brought him muffins before. He never said anything about those either.
Did he eat those in front of you?
No.
So he consistently doesn't eat the things in front of you, but you're just mad about the cupcakes.
You should take him like a bowl of fruit and then see if he starts to eat that right away.
I'm just gonna bring him different. I think if I brought him a Two-Hearted, he would open that up and drink it right away.
I mean, it's a Two-Hearted, and if it's cold, you can look. That's a limited time, event.
That is hilarious. I just need you to take him a bowl of fruit so that he can get there and he'd be like, "Oh, let me grab a fork."
No.
Eating it right away.
You take him various different things. You take him various different things, and after he accepts them, you pull out a notebook and take notes, and then walk away.
Well, when I did the muffins, I thought he didn't eat them because there was a bunch of guys working, and then he didn't want to like share them with everybody or something. But when I brought the cupcakes, there was just only one other guy there, and there was like 6 cupcakes. So
maybe he didn't want to share any of the cupcakes. He's like, these are my
This is
special
like
cupcakes.
This is like a chill place.
Whoa, calm down.
it's a super chill place, like the chillest of
So
chill.
you just like
place.
walk in and be like, "Hey, what's up, man? I bought you some cupcakes." And he's like, "Oh,
Yeah, I was like, Happy New Year. I haven't seen you in a minute. Here's some cupcakes.
that's dope.
Thanks for giving me the really good deal on the records.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well,
Well, let's hop into these movies. Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got some movies from this past year. And this year, like I said, was a good year for movies. Anybody got any favorites right up top?
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, what a great movie.
I didn't see it.
What?
It has,
What do you
like,
mean?
My
Like-
favorite action actress.
Is that?
Yeah, I love her. From ever since I seen Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, I was like, I just want to watch everything that she's in.
Okay. I mean, I knew her from that. They also, the husband is Tonto from Indiana Jones.
Oh, I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah. And he took a long hiatus from acting, and this was like his first time back in a long time.
I could see that.
Oh yeah, are you talking about the mom?
Well, before, yes.
Everything Everywhere
Yes.
All at Once. So it got a
Yeah.
95 on Rotten Tomatoes. Just-
The mom was
Not
in
really impressive.
The Witcher Blood Origin.
Yeah,
yes.
she was.
Yeah, she's super cool.
Yes, she is
Yeah.
my favorite action actress.
I don't know if would
I
say
saw
that, but
Top Gun.
I didn't see Top Gun. I meant to.
We were late and I missed the first like 10 minutes of it, but I think I got the gist of the movie. And also, I made the mistake of not ever seeing the original one before I saw Top Gun Maverick, and a lot of it just didn't be making any sense.
Okay, so yeah, I don't know, but have you seen the original one yet?
Yeah, so I watched it, but now I think I need to rewatch.
So the original is garbage, but the
Whoa.
second one is phenomenal.
Okay,
Yes.
so I wouldn't say garbage.
Garbage.
I would have to say I would have to take it in context. Because look, when I watched this, so here's the thing, because I was also, when I first watched the original Top Gun, I was really like, oh, I thought it was going to be more. But watching it, I sat there and saw like, bro, this movie shaped my view of the world.
It shaped an entire generation of people.
Exactly, and I could see it, I could feel it. When I watched Top Gun, I was like, oh yeah, I get it. I see my history in this movie.
That's how I felt watching them. I mean, The Mummy is not part of the Oscars, but how I watched The Mummy like last week, and then I watched The Mummy 2 this week. And like Brendan Fraser's attitude of like bursting in a room and screaming and using a machine gun is like the premise of like a lot of like how men I know solve their problems. Like that's how it feels to me. Like, oh, this is like what they learned.
That is hilarious.
First off, yes, if I know anything from movies from the 80s, you solve everything by bursting into a room, screaming, and shooting a machine gun.
Yeah. So
Every problem can be solved that way. Specifically, Die Hard.
I haven't seen Die Hard.
It's the greatest Christmas movie ever made.
Wait, but why is Top Gun Maverick's like cinematic gold? Like, why is it so good?
So I haven't watched it, but I've heard so many great reviews about it, and I'm guessing that the first one was so garbage. No, I'm just kidding. But I heard that they played off of the first one really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a good sequel. This is what I heard. I also haven't seen it, but one
Yeah,
day I will.
I would agree that it played off the first one because I remember being really confused a lot.
That's hilarious. Let me see. So I watched Bullet Train.
Oh, I watched
Yeah.
Bullet Train too.
Bullet Train, so it got 54 on Rotten Tomatoes. So this is my thing, and we've discussed this before in the old version of the Real Deal podcast. If we were talking about like story, then yes, I agree with Rotten Tomatoes. It was not a great story. However, I feel like the movie was very fun. Like, it was a very enjoyable movie to watch. Like, there was a lot of action, a lot going on. It was like comedic action. So like there was a lot of like gore and violence, but like in more funny ways. And so I very much enjoyed the movie, even though it wasn't. And I agree, like I said, I agree that it wasn't like story-wise. There was some holes, and like they could have did a lot better. But I think their goal was to just make a really fun movie, and it was really fun.
Sometimes I felt like it was it was like too modern of like using all of like the cinematic tricks of like we're gonna like shoot this upside down angle while he's like doing a cartwheel and follow him around like 6 times and then like flash forward, like doing all of those, like it was almost like gimmicky a little bit to me. But overall I thought it was fine.
I watched Bullet Train while on a plane over someone else's shoulder, and I didn't have the sound. I just read the subtitles that they had on
Why didn't you watch it?
because I already watched it on a plane over someone else's shoulders with the subtitles on. So I kind of know what's going to happen. It's like I know everything that happened in the movie. I'm very satisfied.
And you watched it on your plane ride? Or were they like watching it like a thing or something?
Oh, because I didn't have the headphone attachment, so I couldn't hear it. And so then I didn't turn it on. But then I was like, but this person's watching it. And so I was like, I'll just watch it later, but I haven't did it yet. But I really liked it. I didn't have the criticisms that you guys have, but I don't think it is a movie for our ages, but it is a really good, just simple,
simple concept, simple, like it was just simple and straightforward, and I think that's what made it fun.
Yeah. What?
So I watched The Woman King. In my opinion, that was my favorite movie of 2022.
Really?
Woman King. Yes, it was phenomenally written, phenomenally done. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 94. And I think it, honestly, I think it was really well choreographed. It felt very natural, but also very like gritty, like rough. Like there was so much, and obviously I'm gonna have to add spoiler alert to this episode, but there was a lot of scenes that were very like gritty. They're in Africa, it's hot, but the way that they train, they're like climbing through bushes, and like they show the scrapes like as they're climbing through the bushes, like as they're training, like they showing like the person getting scraped up and stuff, and I'm like, like I'm sitting there holding my shoulders as I'm watching, these young ladies like train to go into battle, and it was so good. Like the story was really good. I think the only thing that let me see, I gotta make sure I get the characters right. The only character that I felt I didn't really like their acting was John Boyega. And it wasn't bad. It wasn't my favorite. That was the only like character that I just didn't really enjoy. I felt like honestly he was too young of a character. Like I would have liked a more old character, because the premise of the movie is that they essentially switch back and forth, I believe, from a male king to a woman king, and then back to a male king, and then back to a woman king, and they always choose the next king. So they always gonna choose the next king, and so I felt like it didn't feel right that him playing the current king, because he was so young. I was like,
oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I was like,
I
was like, I feel like this is kind of weird that he's gonna choose the next king, but he's younger than the king that he chooses. He's younger than the woman king. Like I would have liked it if he was like around the same age or maybe older. That was the only character that kind of threw off the story for me. But besides that, I thought the movie was phenomenal.
It's a very interesting criticism. I have not seen it, but is it true that is the director of that movie, is she up for like best director? I think that they like booted her out. I don't think she's up for it.
Let me see. Golden Globe for Best Actress. It has a ton of nominations.
Yeah. What about, did you guys watch Avatar while you're looking at it?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I rewatched. So okay, wait. So I didn't want the whole Top Gun Maverick thing to happen again. So I made sure to watch the first Avatar, only to find out that apparently you don't even need to rewatch the first one for the second one to make sense. And then I'm like Avatared out right now. 3 hours is enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see
Like
that.
I need 11 more years before I decide to watch the second one. Like that's where I'm at.
Oh no,
right
it's not going to take that long. But yeah, I don't like them. They're all right. They're cool set pieces, but I'm not an Avatar fan.
Man, I want to watch Avatar so bad. I'm so nervous because the first Avatar was perfect.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Don't be like that. No, the story of Blue Pocahontas is not perfect. Let's stop lying to ourselves.
Blue Pocahontas.
Yes.
The movie was literally made perfectly. Like
Was it?
I had
Was it?
zero. I had literally zero criticisms about the original Avatar. Let me
Cool.
see. Avatar.
What? Wait, no, don't look it up. Don't look it up. Don't look it up.
You know what I mean?
What are the top 3 characters' names?
John or Jake or whatever. I don't remember I don't remember characters' names.
Then what do?
I don't remember the characters' names from Woman King or Everything Everywhere All at Once either. So that's really bad.
Okay. Let's hear it. Like, what do you remember about them? What do you care?
So
Like,
using my
also, it's
degree,
Jake Sully.
Use it. Yeah, I said Jake. I just couldn't remember the second part. Using my degree.
Okay.
I feel like when you're creating a fantasy sci-fi movie, there's a level of there's fantasy sci-fi, and then there's like realistic and like realism, and then there's
I know.
there's just like
There's science fiction. There's
blissful
fantasy
fiction.
sci-fi. And yeah. I
Blissful
got you.
fiction is just like it's just fiction. Like this is pure fiction. But
Nothing works. Nobody knows.
yeah,
how
like
it
the
works.
physics is off and all kinds of stuff is off, But what I like about like realistic fiction is like they make it as realistic as possible. Like
a hard science.
yeah, like this could actually be real. Like if we actually went to that planet, like we don't know, but we know, but we don't know. Like if we went to that planet and there was aliens on the planet, and this is what they were living like, then this would be the movie. And so
It
I
has to
felt,
have, like, yeah.
were you-
I feel the same way. I like science fiction more that has that realistic element, or else you can't like connect with what's happening. It's like too out there for it to seem like relatable, relevant.
So here's the thing. Yes, I like hard science. One of my favorite movies. Oh crap, is Blade Runner. And so, love that whole thing. But with that being said, I don't think that avatars are hard science fiction. I think that they sit there and they try to stay as close to something as tangible as possible, but a lot of what they do in Avatar is very much like we're just saying things and it's going to work. Literally, the thing they were sit there and was trying to get was like impossible, unobtainable, or something like that. That's literally the MacGuffin of that was under the tree. It was called like there was no. It was just some magic space rock that lets us do whatever we want, right? There was nothing interesting about Jake to me. There was nothing
There's no
interesting.
wheelchair.
He
And he has a
man,
twin
so-
brother. That's interesting.
So was Wheelchair Jimmy, but it's fine. Whatever. I don't.
Wheelchair Jimmy. Oh my
Look.
goodness.
Look, the wheelchair doesn't move me. I get it. He wants to walk. I watch things. I understand. But like outside of the wheelchair, what is he? What is he? I don't care. What's the girl he falls in love with? She
I don't know
just
her name.
Yep, don't know her name. I know she's the Pocahontas character.
This is
She's
also
about that
the-
action. That's it.
What about how Avatar is very similar to like Fern Gully? Like people make that comparison all the time.
Yeah, I guess you could do the Fern Gully thing. That is, I didn't see that one. Maybe I'll switch that.
It's like
But-
literally the exact same thing. Like here are these people cutting down all these trees, destroying this
Yep.
place,
Yep.
and they want to destroy like the main tree that these people live in. But the
Mhm.
girl that is the princess shows the outsider guy the
Yep.
way to like not be that way.
Yeah. You know what? You're right.
And they basically use magic, the thing that lives inside everything, to
Hmm.
combat the thing.
Also,
You're right.
Also,
Avatar's no different than Fern Gully.
this movie was created. Well, okay, so it came out in what 2009.
Yes.
2009. So this movie was written in 1992 or 1993.
Which
So?
is like when Fern Gully came out, like 1989, right?
So
like,
basically, what I'm hearing is he watched Fern Gully, said, "Bro, I'm about
Fern
to."
Gully fan fiction. It is the ultimate fan fiction.
that is hilarious.
All I'm saying is, she's right. Fern Gully, bound right on the head. I forgot about Fern Gully. I used to love Fern Gully. I used to watch Fern Gully all the time. That and Rockadoodle Doo.
Watched it.
Got an 82% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I don't have a
Fern Gully or
VHS.
Avatar?
Avatar.
Yeah. I wonder if,
I
like,
thought it was a perfect movie. That's all I gotta say.
I mean, yeah, but
That's
I haven't watched the second one yet though, because I'm just nervous. I was like, this is a beautiful movie. Like, I really don't think you should
I'm-
mess it up by making a second.
when's the last time you watched the first one?
Oh, it's probably been a year.
Dang.
It's 1 year.
Yeah, I have it on. I have it on like every. I have it on like DVD and Blu-ray, and it's on like it's on Disney Plus too. I was like,
Oh,
I
yeah,
have
it is
too
on
many
Disney
versions of this movie.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, there's so many people who are like you, who's like, oh, this movie meant so much to me. And I'm like, even when I first watched it, I was always kind of like, meh. Like, my cousin loves it. He loves this. They talk about this all the time. They were like, it's the most amazing movie. And I'm like, it's Pocahontas. To me, it's always been Pocahontas. It's like, and me as a person who loves mechs and robots and science fiction, I was like, oh, don't you find all the technology cool? I'm like, yeah. But that doesn't mean it's interesting. It doesn't mean it's a good movie.
I feel that.
Also, one of my favorite memories about going to the movies is when we went to watch Dracula Untold. Yeah,
What? What did you watch?
we went and watched. Well, actually, there's two favorite movies. See, two favorite times of me going to
And
the
I feel
movies.
like I know
And you're
what the other
both.
movie
We're
is,
both.
too.
But we went to see this movie called "It's Dracula Untold." Right?
Yeah.
It was a retelling of like the Vlad the Impaler Dracula story. Right? It was a bad movie.
It was a
It was not
bad
good.
movie.
Bad
Not
movie.
bad, good, bad. Like
Bad.
garbage.
As in, me and Bracy and another friend of ours just sat in the back of the theater making jokes about this movie the entire time we were there. We were just sitting
Wait,
there.
what was it about? Dracula?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Aw, Dracula's cool.
Dracula was overdone. It was in the vampire age. We don't want to. It was oversaturated.
And then
And-
he bat-bended.
He bat bended.
He can control bats.
Yeah.
He controlled bats.
But he like
That's kind of
and that in it of itself is cool. He was like waving his hands around and getting swarms of bats to like pick things up and crush things. Like it was weird. It was like it'd be different if it was water or fire or something else. But to see bats pick things up in a swarm, it was just really strange. I was like, this is too much for me. This is a lot. Because
Great
like
job.
if he smashes, like I don't know, and maybe it's part of this because we're engineers. So like in my head, if he smashes the ground and like kills a bunch of people, he also killed a bunch of bats because they would all smash the ground. So I don't know. It was
I just remember.
yeah, not enough physics in it for me.
I just wanted to do that. I just wanted to watch Avatar with you and just sit there and provide that commentary. Just be like, oh, this is the moment. I'm literally going to sit there and be like, this is the moment where they sing Color of the Wind. And I'm going to just say all those commentaries. This will be great.
That's
It'll be
hilarious.
Good times.
Have y'all watched any cartoons?
Define cartoons.
So Turning Red is the Pixar movie that came out this year.
Yeah, I didn't
I
watch
did
it.
see Turning Red.
You did see it?
I did.
Quite some controversy over this movie.
There was a lot of controversy.
Yeah, people
And-
were not happy.
Isn't the I mean, maybe I can't remember what the controversy is about now because I watched it like pretty soon after it came out, which is kind of a while ago. But isn't it like people are upset that like they're portraying like it's like a big metaphor for like girls getting their period?
Mhm.
Like, why is like
Yeah.
guess what? Women are more than half the population and they all have it. Like, sorry if you're upset. Like,
Yeah.
that's how I feel about it.
I didn't think it was a bad movie. I just didn't think it was exciting. Like, it felt like a lot at the end, but I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was pretty well done. Pixar usually does pretty well.
Wait, it was a Pixar movie?
I believe so. Yeah, it was Pixar.
Dang. Disney Pixar usually never miss. That's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like it wasn't exciting, and I think that was the thing for me. Like when I see a Pixar movie that's coming out, I usually get really excited, and I felt like Turning Red and Luca were like just misses for me. Like they just didn't hit the mark for Pixar movies for me.
Look,
Yeah.
I haven't-
Surprisingly, Turning Red got a 95 on Rotten Tomatoes. So
I can remember watching some kind of like TikTok or something about some like mom being mad because the girls were too like boy crazy or something, and they were like, he's so attractive, and they were like, is this what you want to teach your child? And it was like they're like 13 or something. Like, it's fine. Like, literally, what? Like, this is, I think, a healthy thing. I don't know.
that was hilarious.
I don't know. I haven't watched any of those types of movies in a mini moon.
You were talking about your favorite movie going experience. My aunt really loves to tell the story how when Pirates of the Caribbean came out, she like took us to go see it. And I mean, I think I was like 10 probably when it came out. And she can very clearly remember me leaving the theater and like looking up at her and being like, this is the best day of my life, and this is the best movie I've ever seen about Pirates of the Caribbean. And I rewatched it recently, and like that still feels very true. Like Pirates of the Caribbean is fire. Like it has the romance, it has the adventure.
It's a really good movie, and it has that realistic fiction to it. Like obviously, there's a lot of non-realism in it. Like it's pirates, and there's a pirate ship literally comes up from the ocean, but like it feels like this could really happen if you lived in like a pirate world, which is cool. And I think they did that. I think whatchamacallit just plays that character so well. Like it's
Johnny
so hard to see him at like I feel like when an actor picks up a character and the character takes on a life of its own to the point where you don't even remember the actor anymore, that's a good character, like a well-written character.
Johnny Depp loved the Pirate of the Caribbean series so much he named one of his sons like Jack or something, or like one of his children is named after the.
And the music, was so good.
Oh, we played the music when I was in orchestra. It was fun.
I don't know if I would want to be named after Pirates of the Caribbean. Specifically
What?
Jack
What? What?
Sparrow. Like I feel like being named
don't
after
tell
Jack
me that.
Sparrow, I feel like it would be like I would be more conflicted about that.
You see, you got some comments from Denzel.
It's okay. We can ignore.
So we can ignore those. I'm just kidding.
No, go ahead. Tell the comment.
They never said what it goes for. No.
They never said what.
Alien cheeks over what? Alien cheeks over your thought. Your people thought. Your people though. What?
Yeah, see this. You know what? I go back.
He
You should have
thinks the
never listened
avatars
to
are hot.
Yeah, he probably does. He probably does.
Yeah.
That's probably what he's going on about.
I watched Bad Guys recently with Little Mav, and
I didn't like it.
you didn't like it. Okay.
Well, I watched the first like 20 minutes and I was like, I'm not connected, and I turned it off.
So I thought it was very fun. I didn't like probably the last 20 minutes. I didn't like. I liked literally everything all the way up until the last 20 minutes, and then I was like, this didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to turn out. I don't mind that they went to jail. Like, I don't mind any, spoiler alert. I don't mind that they went to jail. I don't mind how it ended specifically. I just don't like the choices that they took to get to its ending. Like, it felt very unresolved for me, so.
Yeah, okay.
But I thought it was so fun. Like, I loved the opening scene. I loved the heist scene. I loved his relationship with the mayor, governor, or whatever she is. Like, I loved the interactions between the characters. I thought it was a very, very fun movie. And I was like, I turned it on just to turn it on, and then I found that I was like, he was knocked out, and I'm like, thoroughly enjoying this movie. So
yeah.
88 on Rotten Tomatoes.
I feel like a ton of animated stuff came out this year. Like Netflix did Wish Dragon, Wish Dragon, and the like lunar one about the girl going to the moon.
So I think Wish Dragon came out last year or the year before last year. But
what was the okay, no, I'm sorry. What about like it's called Rava or something like that? And
Raya.
Raya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that come out this year?
No, it came out last year. It came out 2021.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm behind then. Never mind.
Lightyear did come out this year. I haven't watched it yet, but I heard it did.
I heard it wasn't good.
Really? Oh, no.
Don't. But it's buzz, bro. It's Toy Story related.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, it got a 74 on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, it got some pretty mixed reviews. Sucks to suck.
Speaking of that, because you've been quoting Rotten Tomatoes, what do you think of Rotten Tomatoes as a judge of a movie?
I don't use Rotten Tomatoes like as a finite, like I don't use it as like a finite like source of whether a movie is good or not. I like to use it as a general basis for like what the public think about the movie in general. So
Yeah, that's good.
I think that movies that are fun sometimes do better than movies that are done right, which is one of the flaws with Rotten Tomato. I think you could use like Letterboxd. I think is more professional critics, so those would usually give you a more accurate sense of.
Okay, so because I don't know, because I understand what you're trying to say about Rotten Tomatoes, but one of the things I heard is like Rotten Tomatoes is just a pass or fail. It's not whether or not how good was this movie or not. It was this movie good? Was it bad? And then just aggregates that.
Yeah, and people will literally give like a movie that's okay, they'll just mark it as trash. And a movie has to be really good for people to mark it good. And I think that's why, like, what I like about Rotten Tomatoes is that if it has a 95, that means overwhelmingly people really enjoyed it. And usually,
what's the top rated movie on Rotten Tomatoes? Isn't it something crazy like Shrek
crazy.
or something?
Whoa! Shrek is a classic.
I don't like Shrek.
There's a movie called
You don't like Shrek?
Shell with Shoes. Marshall, which also came out 2021. Marshall, the Shell with Shoes. It's a realistic animated, I think it's stop motion. Guess what it got on Rotten Tomatoes?
100.
99. And I've watched the backstory on this movie. It was initially written by Jenny Slate and a friend of hers, and they were drunk. And they came up with this idea to make a movie, like a stop motion movie. It's like a, what is it? Oh, it says it right here, a mockumentary. It's a mockumentary about this shell. It's a seashell with a googly eye glued onto it, and it's basically searching for its family. and like it's the goofiest idea ever, and they literally came up with it when they were drunk, and I think they posted like a YouTube video of it first, and it just exploded, and so then they
blew up.
actually wrote a script for it, and yeah, it got a 99 on Rotten Tomatoes, that's telling, because it's like, that means when you watch, that means the average person who watched the movie was like, this is so great.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about Rotten Tomatoes, is like when it's a high number, there's not really a lot of conflict. Like, you watch the movie and you enjoy the movie.
Well, now I'm having some questions of like, what are the like demographics of people that have Rotten Tomato accounts? Like,
That's
are they
true,
people
too.
who are like college educated, high school educated? Where are most of them located?
Well,
Like,
She wants those market demo numbers. Bro.
Yeah, see, you're asking for a
I
lot.
She's sitting there trying to figure out, like, is this the right advertising group for my product? But yeah, no, maybe that is actually interesting.
No, it's very interesting. I like reading the actual reviews. Right now, I'm just spot checking on Google, but I love going and reading people's reviews, especially ones that are different than what I think. So like I'd probably go and read some of the original Avatar movies reviews after this, just because I like to see why people think differently.
yeah.
It's
Go
always
ahead.
really interesting, though.
I get that. I always like to sit there and just go and look at the 1-star reviews of anything that I'm looking at, just to see, like, because like those are the reviews that people care about. If you go and write a 1-star review, or you like a low review, you took time. It was you felt strongly enough to take time out of your day to talk about how this affected you.
I'm trying to think of a movie I saw this year that I just did not like.
I usually delete those from my brain, so
Right, that's the thing. I feel like I like forgot about them. Like I saw Don't Worry, Darling,
I don't even know
and
what that movie is.
it's like that big controversy. Like Olivia Wilde directed it, like wrote and directed it, and Harry Styles is in it.
oh, I heard
It has
about that.
Florence Pugh in
Yeah,
it,
I
and
heard
like
that
she's
it didn't do well.
yeah, because Harry Styles is I love Harry Styles to death. He cannot
She's like,
act.
let me preface this
Oh
first.
no.
Harry Styles is phenomenal. Harry Styles is a garbage actor.
Yes. It's because, well, especially compared to him, or compared to like Florence Pugh, like she's amazing, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm in this moment, and then he'll like come on screen, and I'm like, and the third wall is broken. Like, it's just like,
He
And the
has the
fourth one.
opposite of Johnny Depp, where it's like, I can't see anything but Harry Styles.
it's not even that I can't see anything but Harry Styles. It just was like, 'cause at some point, it doesn't even look like Harry Styles. What?
Oh,
reading a
no,
comment.
the one of the comments that said robots are the something part. Boring part. I don't know what that's from.
Robots aren't the boring parts. He was talking about Avatar because I was like, I like the mech and all that type of
Oh.
stuff. Other than that,
What did you think of Wall-E?
me personally,
Yeah.
I thought Wally was great. It was
Robots.
hilarious. I like robots. I like sci-fi. I'm very much into sci-fi and all that type of stuff. Which is why I thought like, oh, Avatar, I'll be right into it. But I was like, no.
When did Don't
Maybe it
Look
was
Up
like-
come out? Don't Look Up.
Was it too like
that this-
romancy for you?
What? Avatar?
Avatar? Yeah.
No. I said I like Wally. Like
Interesting.
is the romance wasn't the part that made me upset. Okay. I don't think that Avatar is a bad movie. I just don't think it's a good movie. I think that at most, Avatar does really good at graphically laying out a beautiful world. The world of Pandora is amazingly beautiful.
Mhm.
Watching it is a crazy cinematic centerpiece. But outside of that, there's not much to like that I'm watching this and being like, oh yeah, this is very interesting. It's like, no, the soldier guy, the Marine is being the Marine, the just John
They didn't
Smith
have any
characters being
standout
John Smith.
characters.
It's not they didn't have any standout characters. They didn't have any standout moments. They didn't have anything where I was like, that's interesting. It was just like, oh, you knew exactly what was happening in that movie every moment, every second. Like I knew, like, oh,
Have you been holding on to this for a long time?
No, I haven't. Here's the thing. I
what's-
normally sit there and just let it go and then move on. But then people keep looking at me like, I don't understand. Why
What's the
didn't you
other
like
movie
it?
that we
Why don't
watched
you like it?
and that we were in the theater for with the
Ew,
horses?
don't. Sorry for bothering you. So, another one of my favorite movies. Oh my goodness.
What
I'm gonna have
was
to
it?
go downstairs.
Sorry
for
to
bothering you.
Oh, what
I
a
haven't even
funny
heard of this
movie.
Oh my goodness.
It was. I
So-
don't even know how.
So
to
wait,
really explain
wait,
it.
stop. Allie, listen to me. You need to watch this movie. When you watch this movie, wait. When you watch this movie, some things are going to happen. Just push through. I understand you're going to be like very distracted.
There's
Just
gonna
push through.
there's gonna be a point in the movie where you need we're telling you now that there's going to be a point in the movie where you need to just go, I'm just going to ignore this part,
Yes.
and then you'll enjoy the rest of the movie. And
now here's the thing.
And I guarantee you'll know exactly when that point happens. You will know exactly. You'll spend the entire movie going, "Is this that point? Is this that point?"
No, it's
and
not
then
the point.
And then it'll
It's not the
happen, and you're like, "No, this is definitely the point that I need to just ignore and get over."
I
Hey.
don't think I'm gonna watch this movie.
No. Listen.
I don't want to be traumatized.
Listen.
It's not.
No,
you're not
because
gonna
here's
be
the thing:
traumatized.
you're not going to be traumatized. You're not going to be traumatized. That's why we're telling you this now, so you're not traumatized.
What's the name of the movie
a lot
again? I
of
forgot. The
sorry to
Sorry
bother
about you.
yeah, because it's a very interesting movie.
2018.
It is a
What is
interesting
the genre of movie?
dark comedy.
Right? Question mark. It's a comedy fantasy. It's definitely not a fantasy. If anything,
It is a fantasy.
No,
If it is 100% a fantasy.
It's definitely a comedy.
The end.
The end is
The-
a comedy. It's a comedy. It's a fictional comedy, and that takes a couple of very weird, strange turns.
The reason why it's called Sorry for Bothering You is because the main character works at a call center,
Yeah.
and it's about the experience he goes through. It's really about two things. This whole movie is about capitalism and essentially race in America,
Yeah.
and it does it in
I
the
think
most.
I remember hearing about this, and it's like how like different things are responded to. Maybe, and this guy's on the line when like trauma happens or something, or like there's an event
He
and
has
he's
like
on the line.
he uses like a white voice, and then he like moves up in the company really fast.
Oh.
Yeah. It's now okay. Now listen.
93
No,
on
Alex,
Rotten Tomatoes also. in case you
93.
needed
Think
that.
about that. And
What did it
look,
have?
93. That means when people watched it, they thoroughly enjoyed it.
which I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised they watched the whole thing and then
I'm
still give
surprised
it.
too. Yeah, no, I'm surprised too.
Because so many people got to this point, and again, just look past this point. I understand it's there. It's there to do its job, and it's doing its job. But once you get past it's doing its job, you'll be like, I understand why that was there, and it makes perfect sense. And it's a wonderful movie. But most of the people I talk to can't get past that part.
Yep. And it
I
happens.
feel like I'm already mentally not going to be able to do it, but yeah, thank you for practicing me.
Oh,
It happens later in the movie, so.
It happens really.
A movie that I watched that it didn't do well on Rotten Tomatoes. That I think the average person, it was very conflicted. Was Don't Look Up.
Oh, I watched that.
So I loved Don't Look Up, and I thought it was. So it's technically it's a comedy, but I don't think it was a comedy.
I remember that. It's the Netflix movie.
Yeah, I think it was an honest commentary. It's marked as a comedy, but I think it's an
It is
honest.
comedy.
I think it's an honest commentary on our society. I think it's I think it's literally somebody said, "What if this were to happen today?" And then they just wrote the story for it. And I think that's
Yeah.
honestly what they did. I think they said if a meteor was supposed to head towards Earth today, this is the exact level of events that would take place. And I think it was
Yep.
pure and honest. And I think that's why I didn't do well. Because people saw it and they were like, there's no way that
They're
would
scared.
happen. Yeah, some people were scared. Some people said there's no way that would happen. I was like, I guarantee you, if this was to happen today, we would all die. Like, without question. This would be the case. So,
I watched Licorice Pizza. It
Licorice
technically
Pizza.
came out. It came out the very end of 2022. And I did not like it. And it's by this like supposed to be like this well-known director who can create these like really intimate like moments. But, like I feel like the overall theme that was totally overlooked was like pedophilia. Wasn't really into that. So
It's,
wasn't really for me.
I can't spell licorice.
I don't know. Hearing you guys talk about stuff made me realize, you know what? I guess I just don't watch movies like that. I'm a loser. I stay.
I did watch, so, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy came out, and,
No.
Doctor Strange
No, it didn't.
came out.
Oh, you talking about the Christmas special?
Doctor Strange?
No, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, not the, oh, my bad. I meant Thor. Thor came out.
Oh, yeah.
I thought those were okay. I actually really enjoyed Thor. I thought it was fun. I don't think it did well.
I didn't like Thor.
I've just
yeah, it
this
got
year watched the
63.
first 3. I haven't seen the most. What is it like? Love and something. Love and
Love
Thunder.
and Thunder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one. yet. I should watch it.
I thought it was very fun. I really enjoyed it. I think it could have been a lot better, story-wise, action-wise.
What's the one where he and the Hulk are like trapped on a planet?
Ragnarok. That's 3.
That one seemed so like silly, goofy. Like
Yeah,
this
Yeah.
is-
loved it. I loved it. Loved it. Loved every second of it.
People really love that, and I don't know why. Because I think they took the best Hulk story and ruined it.
Yeah, they did. But I'd rather take them the best Hulk story and not ruin it. They kind of didn't. They didn't ruin it. They just
ruined
kind of
it.
like they didn't do it all the way. Versus taking literally one of the 2 best Thor movies and ruining them in Love and Thunder.
Yeah, I agree with you. They didn't do Love and Thunder very well either. I felt like we didn't actually get to see Gore fight.
We didn't get to see Gore
Okay,
be
wait,
Gore
I
at
haven't
all.
seen it. Don't spoil it for me.
Okay.
Dang.
Okay.
Dang it.
Man, here's the thing. There's so many things that I wanted from that I'm never going to get anymore.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm kind of like, and I guess that's kind of how people feel about Ragnarok. But I was like, I accepted I was never going to get World War Hulk.
Oh,
like,
man,
that's just.
that would have been so good.
And look,
And
okay,
they
listen,
questioned for a
Brace.
while. They didn't think that Hulk could hold a movie on his own, but I was like, I feel like Hulk has some of the strongest.
No, I
stories.
thought he had a license. And here's the thing. That's what I was going to say. I don't think a World War Hulk movie by itself will be interesting.
Oh, I think it'll be so good.
Well, what was the big like Disney movie that came out this year?
I was
Was
trying to
there,
figure
like
it out.
another like
I don't know. I know what you mean because I was looking. I was like, man, I felt like there was a big Disney movie that came out.
I'm thinking
but-
of Encanto, but that was last year. Didn't like another one come out this year, but it didn't do well?
Was that Lightyear?
No, I don't
I
know.
will say I watched Jurassic World Dominion, and it was mostly garbage in my opinion.
You know what came out that I wanted to see that I didn't?
It got a
The
29
Chip
on
and
Rotten
Dale
Tomatoes. What movie?
The Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie.
Oh yeah, how was that?
I didn't watch it. I
Oh.
wanted to,
Oh,
but I just didn't.
Yeah, Jurassic
you should
World.
watch it.
Jurassic
I
World
should
got a
watch
29% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Bro,
I watched it
I
and
didn't
I was like, wow, this is not good.
this is not
Hey.
good.
Yeah.
This actively makes me sad.
I just
I wanna
watched
go-
it because I was like, it's dinosaurs, like, and Chris Pratt, like, I'll just finish it.
Hey,
But-
when does the new Avatar: The Last Airbender come out?
We
Isn't that
don't
supposed to
want
come
to.
out
We
this year?
we don't want that. Why are you
talking
bringing?
about the cartoon or are you talking about the live action?
The new live action.
We don't want that.
No,
They
we do want that.
said
It's
it was
supposed to be
No, we
next.
don't.
come out this year, so I don't know.
It's supposed to be like way better. Hey,
Oh.
wait. What do you guys think is gonna happen to The Witcher since Henry Cavill?
It's,
But now he's also not Superman either.
no,
Yeah.
he. That's not why he quit. He quit because they're leaving the source material. Henry Cavill actually read the Witcher books, and he really cares about how it's done. And that brings me to Witcher Origin, where I watch Witcher Origin. I'm like, they are going to do the Witcher right, and so
I really hope.
It's-
I actually hope they bring him back.
Well, because
I know.
didn't they hire like?
oh, they are going to.
Well, they hired Liam Hemsworth to fill it, but
Yeah.
he's so hated because of Miley Cyrus's song right now. Like he must be living a pure nightmare. Like everyone hates him, so there's no way that he can be the Witcher.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? We still got another season. Maybe it will all blow over by then. But
I hope he
here's the
doesn't
thing.
because I want him to stay the Witcher. I'm like
Yeah,
sad.
I
I'm
do
like,
too.
really
I really want him to stay the Witcher. He was a really good Witcher.
He was a really
And
good
the
Witcher.
fact-
I really enjoyed this.
Like, I'm actually upset with him because he knew he should have stayed as the Witcher and forgot about Superman. Because he was much
No,
more
you-
loved as the Witcher.
That was not the reason. It wasn't like a direct choice. A lot of like Henry Cavill was getting into it a lot with the producers and everybody who were
I
making
did
The
hear
Witcher
about that.
because he was very particular about staying true to the source material, and they wanted to do different things.
Listen,
And so
if he get in arguments with them and they produce this TV show, and it comes out and people go crazy over it, I'd be like, you know what, Henry? I'm just listening to you for now on because people clearly like this.
Well, season 2 sucked. Like,
You
Also-
I
didn't
mean,
like season 2? What?
well, season 1 was so good, and then season 2, I felt like season 2 was like the transition, and now like I think it was just like a bunch of like.
Yeah, I felt that. I feel that. I felt like
I felt that one more with season 1, where it's like season 1, the whole point of season 1 was to put all the pieces in the room.
But season 1, I felt like they took a box of like a jigsaw puzzle box, and then they just dropped all the puzzles on the ground. And then each episode is you trying to figure out where the pieces go, and then you don't realize where the pieces go until the literal last episode.
Yeah,
And then you're
I
like,
mean, which-
oh.
but it made me rewatch it.
It
so
made,
like,
it
whatever.
made everybody
It
rewatch it, and I think that's what made it so good. But then season 2, in my opinion, was really great storytelling. And so if you didn't like season 2, that's fine.
Well,
I thought-
season 2, what bothered me is like just like how in like Wonder Woman 2, they're like, she's gonna solve this with love and friendship. I was like, she's defeating this like ultra dark presence with love and like friendship. Like, really?
I don't know. I don't remember love and friendship ever being a part of The Witcher season 2. I don't remember that
It's the
coming up. And I've
finale.
been-
It's how they solve this crisis.
with actual Siri at the end. I know. I remember what you're talking about.
Oh, that's because Siri is God. Like Siri is this personification of a thing that can just control the world. So yes, her desires and feelings literally change the world. That's why Siri's important. I get that.
Right, but if she has powers that are like God-like, and then her whole thing to like come out of this thing is to be like it feels stupid to me. It feels like if it was a male character, then he would be like fighting to the death and win. But because Siri is this teenage girl who's having a crisis, then she needs to have like love and friendship, and it's
You need to watch more anime.
no.
I did enjoy her grit as she like was training to become a Witcher, like
Yeah.
getting hit and stuff. Like I like that.
Bro, season 2 is full like shonen anime protagonist. Like
It is.
series the shonen anime protagonist, and we're watching her training arc.
Yep.
We're watching her go through, and maybe that's why I'm more okay with season 2 than like you are, because this is something that's very familiar and of me seeing in
Yeah.
my like wheelhouse. I'm used to seeing a character go through like,
Typically
oh,
a male
okay,
character.
huh?
Say typically a male character, but yeah.
Typically a male character, and then at the end, by the power of friendship, we solve all our problems.
Because the grit don't work.
No, you need the grit. The grit needs to be there, but
No,
also the power.
the grit is there, but it's usually not the grit that ends up making
You need that power
character
friendship.
wins. So since we're talking about TV shows, I'm gonna say this is my favorite TV show of the year, possibly the last couple of years. Wednesday.
Wednesday was good. I watched it twice.
It was so fun, and I felt like it was pretty well written. And I'm actually salty that they're coming out with another season.
I'm not.
Yeah,
Why are you-
I feel like a
Unpopular
second season
opinion.
might ruin it, but I also am like craving more.
Yes,
Wednesday
I
was
felt the exact same way. Like I was like, they should stop, but I also want them to keep going.
Wednesday was fine. I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it as much as you guys though. It's not like it's up there, and I really enjoy it. I'm perfectly fine with the season 2, and I kind of figured they were because they were going to just do all the years of school. But yeah, that's what I assumed.
I thought that they were gonna do all the years of that. Now I think that.
I feel like some of the high school
Much as you
scenes were like a little like kitschy almost.
Yes, I
But
agree.
I think
You know what
without
bothers
that,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, that's like kind of what like humanized it a little bit, and so it wasn't totally like scary all the time.
Yeah. What really bothered me is that Wednesday wasn't the youngest child anymore, and I understand why they did it, but like, that's why I don't know. Maybe it's just because of nostalgia. I'm like stuck back in there, where it's like, no, I'm used to having this creepy little girl be really creepy, and I like that. And I didn't mind watching her be an adult creepy little girl or an adult creepy woman. But that's just what I want. That's like it was just weird being like, oh, she's the older sibling, and I was like, that's weird. But whatever. Overall, I got over it. I like seeing how they recast everyone. It was all right.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that show, and I really
Not my number one show though.
I loved her one-liners. Like her quips were so fast.
Yes, and I do
played-
love that.
She played it so like I still remember. Like my favorite line was when she was in the principal's office and the principal said, "You need to choose an activity," and then she said something, and then the principal was like, well, I'm sure you'll find something that tickles your fancy. And then she goes, the last person who tickled me lost a finger. And then she like just turns around and walks out of the office. And I was like, the fact that she I know it's a script, but she talks as if these are like her actual thoughts, and she's so quick to like. We just talked about how whatchamacallit plays
Johnny Depp.
Johnny
plays
Depp,
Jack.
plays
Yeah.
Jack Sparrow, and I feel like this is the same thing. Like her character, you kind of just forget about Ortega for a bit. Like you just kind of forget about her because like Wednesday Addams becomes such a phenomenally written character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Was
she did really great.
Wednesday your favorite show of the year?
I mean, I did watch it twice because the first time, like the ending, I was like, oh wow. I was like, I need to go back through and see all the stuff that I missed.
Oh,
Like, I didn't see all the warning signs. I was like trying to figure it out, and I mostly figured it out. But then I was like, oh wait, I need to go back through and just see it one more time. I didn't realize that Wednesday was the youngest child because I only know the 1999 Addams Family, and I thought that they were like twins.
Nah, no, she's the youngest one, and the brother's the older sibling.
Yeah, I felt like the mystery part of it was done. Let me see how to say this. I thought it was done somewhat well. I mean, part of me feels like it's because I'm a movie person, like I do movie research, that I didn't like it, but I think it's because I pay so much attention. So when I watch mysteries, it 99 times out of 100, 99 times out of 100, the mystery, whoever the mystery person is somebody you know, and it's usually the person who you least suspect. And the problem with that trope is that it takes away the fun from a mystery to where it can't actually be anybody. And so during the show, what they did was they really played down the boyfriend. And so the whole movie...
What? No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
Bro, he was the first person I thought did it.
No, you're not understanding what I'm saying.
Oh,
I'm saying his actual character, they played him down. And so the entire movie, I'm like, that's definitely him. And then they started playing and manipulating a little bit, and I was like, okay, maybe it's not him. And then I'll be like, no, it's him. And then I was like, okay, maybe it's not him. No, it's definitely him. And then when she called the therapist and the therapist died, I was like, dang it, it's him. Like, I felt like they released the therapist, like the therapist died too soon for me. Like, I would have saved her death for like the last episode. And because I felt like once she died, I was like, yeah, it's definitely the boyfriend. Now I know for sure it's the boyfriend.
I feel like that's not necessarily what you need for Wednesday. The whole point of this season wasn't the mystery. The mystery was an aspect of it, but it was really, it's not a mystery.
It's not, it shouldn't have been mystery driven. It was a very enjoyable show, and I felt like the mystery added a really nice touch to it. But in terms of the mystery, I was like, it's definitely the boyfriend.
No, I knew it was the boyfriend from the very first scene where they split off and he just shows up at the circus.
Now,
what I did think though, I always thought it was two people, the monster and the person controlling the monster. I thought the therapist was the person who was like.
I always knew it was the teacher. I didn't realize it was the boyfriend because I'm like, oh, she's in love, cute. Like,
I thought they did a really good job of hiding the teacher because I zero suspect for the teacher. I was like, when they released that it was the teacher, I was like, wow. I was very impressed. I was like, I did not see that coming.
Episode 1, they were like, here's this normie teacher, and she was being so friendly to Wednesday. And then when she asked about the Ravens, and the teacher was like, I don't know. It was like, yeah, you do. Of course you do. Like,
yeah, I thought that, in my opinion, I thought they did a very good job because I'd had zero suspect for the teacher. However,
I didn't get. Oh, go ahead.
Well, there was two criticisms for me. One, I don't think that the principal should have died. I felt like her death was trash. I was like, that was.
I think she's gonna come back. I feel like she'll come back.
And let me say it this way: I don't mind that she died. I think that she just died, and it was like the most lame death ever. I was like, she's the principal of a school of monsters. There's no way she would just die like that. And so I was like, that was kind of lame. But then the second thing was, I felt like they shouldn't have went forward with the resurrection of the zombie guy. I felt like that should have been a season 2 thing. Like, I felt like they should have stretched that out.
Yeah, that felt really rushed at the end.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. But yeah. Crap, there was something I wanted to say.
Wednesday. Let's see what that got rated.
But yeah, so was that Wednesday your favorite show, Allie, or was there a different one?
I think I don't know. I mean, it's so fresh in my brain. I don't know what other show I really watched. I felt really moved by.
Wednesday was a 72 on Rotten Tomatoes, so people were relatively conflicted.
Yeah. My favorite one was Andor, but no one watched that.
I know, it's still on my list. I just haven't. I know that if I start watching it, I'm gonna get sucked in, and so I really just need to find some time to watch it.
Nope, it's alright. It's a great show. Just no one watched it.
Did you see that they finally announced Invincible season 2?
I know.
Yeah.
I saw the teaser for it today.
Yeah.
Why didn't we talk about Invincible? Because I was so good. Now that I've read the entire thing, it's like it's literally a penny in a drop. Like, the story is so good, but it's so long. And like the end of season, like when I watched the first season, I was like, wow, this is so good. Like I gotta read the comic. And then I read the comic and I was like, that was like 2% of this whole story, of the whole comic. I was like, that's nothing.
Not even a big part.
I was like, that's nothing. And so then I was like, I don't know if I could do this, like this show.
Look, bro,
the show
you're
is
strapped in, bro.
like they're
Well,
gonna
if
have
only
to
come
go.
out
Say, yeah, what did you say?
If they only come out with it every 2 years, then like I think you're gonna be okay.
Well, that's what I'm
okay.
saying. Like we would die before the end of the show came out because that's
We're
how
already
long
watching
it
One
is.
Piece, bro. It's fine.
Yeah, I know, but One Piece comes out with an episode every week. Come on, like this whole. I was like when I was good up until I actually watched or read through the whole comic. I was like, yeah, this was a mistake. Because now I know what happens, and I'm just gonna be like watching season 2. I'm just gonna be like, oh man, I can't wait for this. Oh, it's not gonna happen for another 10 years probably.
Nah, I get so hyped. No, you don't ruin it. Okay, here's the thing. As a person who actively watches or reads stuff and then waits for like something to come out of it, it's such a hype moment. You get so excited. So, for example, I read the Game of Thrones books before they were like put on things. I knew exactly when the Red Wedding was coming, and I just sat there patiently waiting, watching people sit there, develop emotional attachments, thinking, you fool, you have no idea what's around the corner. You have no idea that this is Rob being king. Ha! Rob's your favorite. He's gonna be the one who rules the whole realm. No, not at all. Rob's making terrible decisions in life, and I sat there with some sick sadistic glee as I watched everyone experience that and be like, yeah, dark times.
Yeah.
Good.
Invincible is, this is just my opinion. Invincible, the comic, is quite possibly the best written comic. I'm not gonna say of all time, but it's up there. Like for me, it's on my list of top 5 stories, like comic book stories. And One Piece is on that list.
Well, wait, you put mangas and comics in the same way?
Yes, I put them in the same category. And
No.
and all the other 5, the other 4. Now Jonathan Hickman, I haven't read his new series.
You haven't read the X-Men one, bro?
No. I haven't read his own series.
Oh,
the East of West
saga.
Yeah,
Oh, East of
so
West.
I don't know how good that is, but Jonathan
I need to read
Hickman's. I'll just say Jonathan Hickman's Marvel run, like his Avengers and New Avengers and X-Men.
Yeah.
I just felt like was so well done, and that's probably in the top 5 too. The other 3 are definitely manga.
Yeah. I'll read a lot of stuff.
Invincible is top tier, like beautiful
Invincible's
story.
good.
And every time you think you know what's gonna happen, they change it so well, like effortlessly change it, and like it's not like abrupt. It's like, no, we've been leading towards this whole time, and you were like, dang, I really thought that this was what was gonna happen, and it changes. Yeah, so I'm very excited, but at the same time, because it took them, 2 years now since the first season came out. Yeah, it's gonna be like 20. This is gonna be like a 20-year TV show, easily.
Maybe I'll go to the Weeb store and get the Invincible comic, and I'll get a Squishmallow.
Yeah, you should. There you go.
Do it.
Although the comic, I think, like the full comic is like $70 or something.
Can I buy it like one at a time?
Oh yeah, you can buy them individually.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be an investment.
Yeah, there you go. I'll probably buy it at some point.
Yeah, gotta build the library.
Yeah, build a library.
That's the goal in life.
This is a slightly longer episode today. But that's okay. Clearly, Allie was a lot more engaged in this one. She wasn't following.
What does that even mean?
No, I'm just kidding. I know sometimes we go after your bedtime, so I just feel like you start getting tired, and then I feel bad.
Yeah.
All right, so we will be back next week, Tuesday at 8:30, peeps. This has been the real deal. Peace, deuces, and holla.